Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Rebecca. Today's practice is just a creative, all over body, kind of funky flow. You will need a block and an open mind. Let's begin. Come onto your back. We'll begin by placing the block. I like to place it on the low setting just on top of the belly and finding a comfortable position on your back, laying down. And we're just going to use the block here as feedback to feel that rise and fall of the diaphragm, the belly. How the breath expands within us and just allowing that block to rise and fall with the breath. We want to tap into that parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest, which will help us open our minds. I know often for me, I get caught in a lot of information coming at me, and I easily can slip into overwhelm. And when I am in overwhelm, I feel that my mental capacity begin to close, to shut down. So in order to awaken and energize that space to open my mind, I need to send that signal to my nervous system to rest and digest that all is well. Full body breaths. Couple more. And place the block the wide way between the hands so that your hands are pressing in, your palms are pressing into the short end of the block. And then hands and block reaching up toward the sky. And then exhale, bring the arms overhead. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. So maybe the hands and the block tap down, maybe not, just depending on shoulder mobility. Make sure this is not going to place any stress or strain on your low back. And if it does, by reaching the arms fully overhead, then maybe don't reach them so far. Right? We want to take care of ourselves on all levels here, just really paying attention. It's a practice of awareness. Let's do this a couple more times. So squeezing that block. We warm up our lats. And then we will add on, and not just work on lats, but also core, a supine tabletop. Stack your knees over your hips. Your shins will hover off the floor. And as the arms go overhead and you squeeze that block, extend right leg forward and then bring it back to center. And then left leg extends and back to center. Continue side to side, slow and controlled. Anchor your low back down to the floor. So trying to reduce that curve in the low back by engaging the abdominals, transverse abdominis. Breathe. Start to tap into that connection between arms and legs, and how they are supported through our trunk. And if you would like a more challenge, you can reach the arms overhead and take both legs forward, but be mindful of the low back. We want to keep it grounded and rooted to the floor. And we'll do that for 3. Stay with the first exercise if this feels like too much. 2 and 1. Take the block the narrow way between your inner thighs. Stack your feet on top of your hips, hands behind your head. Take a deep breath in. And then holding the breath, Lift the head and the shoulders off the mat. Squeeze the block and then lift your tailbone off. And exhale, release the breath. Deep breath in. At the top of that inhale, head and shoulders lift, block squeezes, tailbone lifts. And exhale, let it go. We're going to do 3 more like that. Deep inhale. Head and shoulders lift, squeeze the block, lift the tailbone, and then exhale, let it go. 2 more. Lift head and shoulders, squeeze block, lift the tailbone. So you're trying to send your feet up even further toward the ceiling. It's hard for me to talk through this. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze the block, lift the tailbone, try to send those femur bones up toward the ceiling. And then release. Keep the block between the thighs, bring the feet down, feet parallel, heels toward your butt, arms alongside alongside the torso. And then inhale, we're gonna lift the hips, squeeze the block, reach the arms overhead, and then exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift, reach, exhale, release. We're going to do 3 more. Final one. Keeping the arms along your sides, lift your hips, squeeze the block, bridge pose. We're gonna hold it now. Maybe you interlace the hands underneath the back or reach towards your heels. Shimmy your shoulders underneath your chest. Keep squeezing that block. Work those glutes and the hamstrings. 3 deep breaths. Slow lower upper back, mid back, low back. Tee out your arms. Find that supine table again. And now we're going to drop the knees over to the right. Let them hover. And then back to center. Over to the left. And back to center. Slow and controlled. Exhaling to the side. Inhale back to center. One more on the right. On the left. Back to center. Take the block underneath your tailbone now for just a supported bridge. Option to let those heels slide forward to the top of your mat. Option to reach your arms overhead, full body stretch here. If you would like, sending your feet up toward the ceiling, take a couple of deep breaths. And bring the feet down, lift your hips. You're going to set your block off to the side. Hug your knees into your chest, roll up to a seat. Come to all fours. Tuck your toes. And press your hips back to your heels for a toe stretch child's pose. And we're going to begin to flow here after a couple of breaths. Rise up through table, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Then roll it forward with a cat in the upper back, belly scooped in and up. Bring the knees down through table and then press back. Child's pose with the toes tucked if that feels okay in the body. And then rising up, table to down dog. Rolling it forward, cat spine. And bring the knees down, hips to heels. One more time like this. Rising up through table, press back down dog. Bring it forward, core engaged, shoulders protract, and then knees come down, hips to heels. Inhale and exhale. Start to walk the hands back towards your knees for toes pose. If you can, stacking shoulders on top of hips. We're going to stay here for a few breaths and then we'll incorporate some arm movement. Reach your arms up. Goalpost arms, heart lifts. Exhale, forearms come together, tuck chin toward chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hold here. Start to reach the hands back, chest expansion, hands interlace. And then rise up to a high kneel. Squeeze your glutes. Start to press the hips forward, lifting the sternum and the gaze for a little modified camel pose. And bring it back to center. We're going to bring the weight into left knee, stepping right foot forward. Hands come over to right hip. And then drop right shoulder or right ear to right shoulder. Bring it back to center. We're going to take a side bend stretch. So if you would like, grab your block. Placing the block underneath right hand, left arm reaches up and over. Rising back up, left hand to right knee. We're going to reach right hand forward, fingers toward the horizon, palm facing in. And then inhale, reach the arm up overhead, turning the palm to face out, reaching to the back of your space. And then reach it back up to center and toward the horizon. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hands come down to frame your foot. Slide that right foot back. Keep it elevated. Option 2, untuck those left toes. Bring left hand behind the head and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. And inhale. One more, elbow to knee. Inhale, now plant those right toes down. Press the heel back. Reach left arm up toward the sky. Thread the needle. I'm going to turn toward you so you can see this next move. We're going to start to lift that right leg, stay in your twist, and then take it all the way over to the right. And then we're going to come up onto that left hand. We're going to walk the hands back. We are now in gate pose, taking a half camel gait. You can tuck your back toes. You can use your block here for left hand. Glutes engage, hips press forward, heart lifts. And back to center. Right toes turn off to the side of your mat, and then you're going to just shimmy your hips, glide them side to side. Mini side angle. Right forearm onto thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Glide that left shoulder blade onto your back. Find a comfortable gaze, whether it's the floor, the horizon, or the sky. Modified half moon pose. That left hand is going to come down. Right fingertips reach up. Lifting that right leg, activate through right foot, and then press the sole of the foot away from the top of the head. And then we're going to step that right foot forward for a runner's lunge, hands inside of right foot, and slide your hips back. Bring it forward into runners and slide your hips back. Let's do one more. And we're going to take that right foot back, finding our toes tucked, child's pose, hips to heels. We're going to do a little different variation this time around. So rising to tabletop press back down dog. We're going to roll it forward with that cat spine, hollow belly, and then bending the knees, bear pose, hovering the knees and the shins, pressing the heels or hips back to the heels, and then rise up, downward facing dog. Now you can do the first version we did with the knees down, or you can keep them lifted. We're going to do two more. And then we're going to bring those knees down, find our child. Toes pose, start to walk the hands back, stacking shoulders over knee or shoulders over hips if it's available. Squeeze your ankle bones toward one another. We want to make sure that the ankles aren't dropping out to the sides. Breathe. Reach your arms up. Goal post. And exhale, forearms come together, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hold it here. Arms start to reach back for chest expansion. And then we're going to rise up to our high kneel. Now, taking the camel variation we did the last time, or feel free to reach towards your heels. You can also press into the tops of your feet to make the heels, or drop the heels away from the hands to make a further reach to deepen this back bend. I like my heels lifted. You could use blocks. You could bring your hands to your sacrum. A couple of deep breaths. Press the hips forward by engaging those glutes. And then rising up, interlace the hands. If you release the interlace, we're going to bring the weight now into right knee, left foot steps forward, left hands to the outside of left hip, left ear drops to left shoulder. Soften through the right side of your neck. Back to center, side bend. You can use your block here. I like to bring it on the high setting. That block's kind of right outside of my left hip. Left hand presses down, right arm reaches up and over. Open up through the right side body. Back to center. Right hand to the outside of left knee, left fingertips reach toward the horizon, palm facing in. Inhale, we're going to rotate that palm out, reach back behind us, and then we're going to take it back up and toward the horizon. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to bring left and right hand down. We're going to sweep left leg back. Keep it lifted. Right hand comes behind the head. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Plant those left toes down. Reach right arm up toward the sky and then thread right arm underneath. And then I want you to lift that left leg. We're going to slowly take it out to the side. We're going to unwind and rise for our half gate, half camel. You can bring your hand to your heel. You could use your block. Hips press forward, heart lifts. Rise back, neutral spine, left knee or left foot off to the side, the knee bends, and we glide our hips side to side. Mini side angle, forearm onto thigh, right arm reaches up and over. And modified half moon, right hand comes down, left leg lifts, reaching left arm up toward the sky, active left foot. And then you're going to take that left foot forward, big step forward, runner's lunge to half splits. 2 more. All right, take that left foot back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, and draw right knee to right elbow. Send right leg high. Right knee to left elbow, hold it here, kick it through fallen star coming onto the pinky edge side, and then that right foot, and then we roll onto the inner edge of left. Left arm reaches up toward the sky. Hips lift. And then we're gonna lower those hips and take a side bend to the back. And rise up, fallen star. To a side bend. Fallen star. Side bend. Back through fallen star. Left hand comes down. Square your hips and shoulders toward the top of your mat. Turn those left toes forward, heel lifted. Shift the weight forward. Come down halfway. Press back up. 2 more. Chaturanga, fallen star. And slowly take that right leg back, lift it up. Draw knee to nose, step it forward. Anjaneyasana. Inhale, rise. Let's take a side bend to the right. Right arm reaches down, left arm up and over. Prayer twist. Left elbow hooks on the outside of right knee. Option to tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. And then rising up, high crescent open twist. Exalted warrior. Bring it through center. High crescent. Power lunge, hinge your torso out over right leg, drag that right hip crease back. And we will transition into a warrior 3. Bringing the weight forward into right foot, left leg lifts, airplane arms. One-legged Tadasana, left leg comes through. Dancing Shiva, right hand to left knee, and then left arm reaches back. Feel free to play with leg extension. Back through one-legged Tadasana. Whew. Eagle pose, left leg wraps on top of right, left arm underneath right. Sink the hips back and down. Keep your spine long as you start to lift your fingers and your forearms as the hips descend. Unwrap your top leg, warrior 3, eagle arms. Option to play with a little half moon. If you can, really engage that right leg. Start to stack left hip on top of right, keeping your eagle arms if you can. My gaze is slightly at the floor. It helps me to stay grounded here. Big step back, warrior 2. Keep the legs right where they're at. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Rise to center, toes out, heels in, reach your fingers toward the sky. Warrior 2 to the back. Reverse triangle. Supported warrior 3 at the back. Grab your block. Bring the block underneath the hand so left foot is grounded, right leg lifts. And then we're going to do our little bird dog crunches here. Left hand comes behind the head. Dropping that right outer pelvis down toward the floor. We want to keep that hip squared. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it forward and back. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last one. Now we're going to step those right toes back. Open, open high crescent. Exalted. Coming back to our A shape. And then Skandasana, top of the mat, side lunge. Crawl it forward. Step it back. Move through a flow if you would like. We'll meet in downward facing. Take a couple of cleansing, clearing breaths. Remembering just to down regulate the nervous system, open mind. Left leg lifts high. Left knee to left elbow. Send it back. Left knee to right elbow, kick it through. So you come to the pinky edge side of left foot, the inner edge of right. Fallen star. Hips come down, side bend to the back of your mat. Right hand reaches toward right foot, and then left arm reaches up and over. And then 2 more times. Fallen star. To side bend. Fallen star. Right hand comes down, square hips and shoulders forward. Turn those right toes forward, heel lifted. Shift the weight forward. Come down halfway, chaturanga. 2 more. And gently glide that right leg back and high. Knee to nose, step the foot forward. Anjaneyasana. Side bend to the left. Prayer twist, hooking right elbow on the outside of left knee. Spiral the ribs up toward the ceiling. If you're wanting more, tuck those back toes, lift the knee. And then reaching right arm forward, left arm back. High crescent twist. Exalted. Bring it back through center, high crescent. Power lunge, hinge the torso out over left leg. Draw and drag that left hip crease back. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back towards your spine. Shifting the weight forward, warrior 3, airplane arms. Dropping that right outer pelvis down toward the floor, so closed hip. Sweeper step through, one-legged Tadasana. Dancing Shiva, twisted open to the right. Option to extend right leg forward. Back through, one-legged Tadasana. Right leg wraps over left, right arm under. Garudasana, eagle pose. As hips descend, elbows and hands, forearms lift. Spine lengthens. Squeeze, hug everything through the midline. Unwrap the top leg. Warrior 3, eagle arms. If you would like a little challenge, start to work that Right hip on top of left as you scoop and work that left hip underneath for a half moon eagle arms. I like to keep my gaze down to the floor. It helps me ground. Big step back, warrior two. Drop the hips down, sink into that left leg. Keep the leg steady here as you flip the palm and just move through the upper body. And then let's find our A shape, toes out, heels in, and warrior two to the back. Reverse triangle. Supported warrior three. So we're going to pivot, turn everything to the back. Right foot grounds, left leg lifts. And then adding that bird dog crunch, we're going to ground through that left palm. Right hand comes behind the head. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, exhale, draw it to center. Inhale, exhale, bring it to center. Hold it here. And then big step back, high, open crescent. Exalted warrior. Unwrap it through center. Find your A, and then Skandasana, top of the mat. Hands frame your front foot. Step it back, move through a flow. And bring your knees down. Child's pose, soften and fold. Maybe closing the eyes, drawing that gaze inward. And rising from your child, find a seat. Could be kneeling, cross-legged. Bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. So we began our practice with that block of receiving the rise and fall. Now we bring our hand there. And also to our hearts. Tune in. Breathe deeply. Imagine each inhale is expanding that space in your mind. Now, with rest and digestion comes our ability to make space for information, experience. And let's take a little twist to the right. Left hand to the outside of right knee. And a little twist to the left. And hands to knees. Let's draw our chin toward our chest and tuck our tailbone, little cat. And then send the tailbone back, roll the shoulders back, cow. One more. Sitting up tall, side bend to the right. And side bend to the left. Hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Harium Tat Sat.